Here we are with game number 2, UCONN versus VESPA. I feel like I'm running out of things to say. I feel like I say the same thing every time I start a game, so I don't know. Also, yeah, hopefully audio balance is good. Do let me know, either in the comments or I guess, yeah, in the comments would be the best place to do it, but if there's any issue with game sound, with my audio, because I really I really have not had the time to check it out too much after I initially configured it, so yeah, do just let me know. And we will get into the game.
Prepare for battle.
So on the UCONN side, gonna roll with the Bristleback, NACE, Ember towards the mid with the Tiny safe lane. We haven't actually been seeing Tiny safe lane much. It's fallen out of favor. It's not quite as strong of a carry nowadays. Yeah, usually if we do see Tiny, we see it paired up with the Lycan. But we'll see what he can do with it, Pomegranate. The other side, we're going to see a Shadow Fiend mid, Morphling safe lane. And actually going to swap roles, so Antiki played the safe lane game number 1. He's going to play the mid SF game number 2. And Integral going to swap over, take the Morphling to the safe lane. And we see the position 3 Spirit Breaker as well. Hero is picked all the time. I actually love it. A lot of pros and a lot of people around the scene have been hating on this hero. Spirit Breaker is just so much fun to play.
The battle begins.
Looking to charge forward for this rune and not... They're actually just going to give it up. So Vespa, this is the second game in a row. They just give up 3 runes with very little contest. And it's interesting because Spirit Breaker plus Rubik, I mean, definitely can contest against this Tiny, so interesting to me that they gave it up, but will go in a rune down for the exchange. Over towards the mid lane, Antiki actually starts Necromastery first and with the double slippers. I feel like we never see this, actually. It's always the 3 mango start, sometimes even more. I've seen as many as like 5 mangoes, I think, on an SF to make sure that first wave gets out, but Antiki, we'll see if he struggles to get souls this way. Is usually you can start to fall behind a little bit because you have such little base damage level 1 and you don't have raises to help you get CS, but he has managed to claim 3 CS total for himself and not having too much of an issue collecting the souls, so all's working out for him. Say that. Missed the CS under tower. I should stop talking about people's CS. Tends to make them do a little bit worse. It's almost like they know the camera will be watching them. You know, recording, it's not live, I'm not watching them when they're doing it, blah blah blah, doesn't matter. Down bottom, this is probably the lane I'm most interested in. Spirit Breaker versus Tiny, and this is absolutely massive wave coming back towards Vespa. Has gone for a bracer on J-Palm. Everyone, I put the camera on. I'm sorry, everyone, I'm putting the camera on. I did that. I'm the one that's causing you to have issues in the past. Antiki and Potato Knight going toe to toe. What is this build? Hang on a second. Hang on just 1 second. I know that there was this right click SF build wandering around a while ago. with the... They went the shard for the crit. I don't remember enough. I really feel like skipping Rays level 1. Like, by that I mean skipping 1 point in Rays isn't the most desirable, but maybe that build used to do it, and there's some reason to it. But no points in Rays at level 3. And Antiki gonna just rush for that Mask of Madness and start clicking people down, I do suppose. Interesting stuff. Down bottom, Tiny. Having a good time CSing. Looks like they'll be able to get this hard camp pulled. Maybe not, actually. Pomegranate looks to be set up for it, but... actually headed the short way. It's interesting. And Mothman trying to survive with that Frost Shield. First Blood gonna go in the mid lane while we watch this one, and Mothman able to escape. So in the mid, SF goes down. Ember watched him suicide the tower on the minimap. Pomegranate now gonna be the one caught out and will go down. So Mothman able to get away, but Tiny steps up a bit too far while his support heals up in the back, and will go down as well. 2 kills for the Vespa side. One of those kills was just the Potato Knight suiciding to tower though, so doesn't really count, I suppose. And Antiki just goes and denies the water rune and takes the small camp. Yeah, some weird plays coming out. There's also no bottle on SF because obviously if he's not going for the raises, he doesn't need the mana. So yeah, interesting stuff. Antiki though, got his souls back, is farming up the mid lane. Excuse me, man. I'm casting so much, it's making me pretty tired. Anyway, Chaos Factor, playing around with Quagsire, trying to drag the pull. We'll manage to grab 1 creep and bring it back for Macro Sky, who's got a soul ring on Bristleback. No points in the goo. I actually really would have liked to see him put points in the goo. I think Oracle is actually, you have some chance of taking him down. You hit an impale.
Middle lane is missing.
Don't need to worry about Morphling too much. You shouldn't be catching him, but can run down Oracle. Down bottom. We'll see when J Palm decides to get active on your position 3 Spirit Breakers. Starting to fall a little bit. I shouldn't say fall a little bit behind in CS. He's doing alright for himself. But always a question of when he's going to decide to get active. Because Spirit Breaker, he can decide to just farm this lane and farm up an Aghanim Scepter. Or he can decide to go and charge early on. Team up with maybe the Shadow Fiend. If he's going the right click build, he's going to need some stuns to follow up. And up top, Macro Sky. Wow, we actually found Integral. Like he just got caught out by the Impale and into the Quills. Didn't expect that. I expected Morphling to be just fine in this lane. It's not the easiest to catch him out with the attribute shift. Not the burstiest lane. Bristle needs to build up the Quills, but able to do it. Pomegranate trying to play his way away. And the Avalanche gonna make sure he does manage to run away. Actually gonna go forward. Potato Knight did come in with the haste rune. TP down here. Gonna charge forward towards Rubik. Will go down to the toss combo. Right click comes in from Potato Knight to secure the kill. Plants a branch and doesn't eat it. Interesting. Up top, Macro Sky again found the Morphling. What's going on up here? UCONN taking a 4-2 lead. And Nyx made the rotation toward the mid lane. Pays with his life and Tatum Knight. We did catch him in time to see him drop the triple remnant forward and secure the kill on Antiki. Oh my goodness, missing the kills in every lane. What is going on? Tiny was brought down. Roberto able to clean him up. And no Spirit Breaker ult needed. Looks like just maybe a charge through and a bash. Took him down.
A tool to teach.
Alright, cool. So yeah, Spirit Breaker has that ult available now. Could look for the charge forward. Just about to have mana for charge plus ult, so could look to see him go on the Lich here. I think this is actually just a free kill. Roberto. Yep. Gonna go forward. Have the telekinesis ready. Not gonna need it as Fade Bolt will take down Mothman. Tiny, forced to farm up the small camp, will come over and contest the wave now that the Nether Strike is on cooldown. And 5-5 now, Vespa and UCONN all tied up. 1k net worth lead towards the UCONN side. We will switch over to see the net worth here. And SF has that Mask of Madness completed now. And yeah, headed for a BKB. 044 build. I never played Shadow Fiend either in the 1 or the 2 when this build was a thing. As time's going, I am vaguely remembering that this was a thing, and I think they did skip Raze. Now, I think this build was run more as a position 1 type build than it was as a mid. Again, I could be wrong because I never played it when it was popular, but I do know it's also fallen out of fashion. Chaos Factor, finding a lot of damage onto Integral, but he will be fine. Now gonna charge forward. Carapace on cooldown was used a little bit early. Chaos Factor though trying to run away, and the rotation in from Potato Knight. Gonna try and take down Oracle with the Purifying Flames. Able to claim the Chaos Factor before he does go down, so forces a 1-for-1 trade. But Potato Knight retreating back to the mid lane and able to find himself a double damage ring. Gonna pop it immediately to try and take the stack. We'll team up with Macro Sky to do that, and in the meantime, Integral gonna go farm up the top lane. And not a very good lane for him is down bottom. Another kill with the charge forward on Mothman. And Spirit Breaker, J-Palm, has got the Shadow Blade queued up. We'll be working towards that. I do like to see the Shadow Blade first on Spirit Breakers. A lot of them do go for that Aghanim Scepter right away. I feel like the Shadow Blade has a little bit nicer of a build up for you. A little bit cheaper as well, so you're getting active a touch earlier. You can always work towards the Aghanim Scepter after the fact. But it allows you to make some charge plays that you can't make otherwise because of the vision. Now the Chaos Factor is in with the Vendetta. Spotted out by the Sentry Ward, so gonna retreat. And look at this down bottom. We are gonna see a couple TPs come in as the Cardi is sieging away towards the tower. J-Palm gonna back off, but Potato Knight gonna jump forward with the Remnant. Roberto gonna be left to himself. Spirit Breaker charges away. Rubik will be cleaned up, and on the side, J-Palm was found by Tiny and the Chaos Factor trying to block him up, but he will be able to run back up to the high ground into the triangle. Nantiki gonna keep farming up the Ancients. Sticking right around that top net worth spot. Not quite able to claim it for himself just yet, but Morphling looked like his lane was going to be okay, but he's actually fallen behind in the net worth department, so trying to catch back up. He's actually right around where Tiny is, so both safe laners this game. Not having the best of times, and see, Antiki just go deny the Invis rune. It's not... Okay, yeah, no, I'm being crazy. Requiem does work. You don't have raises because it cares about the souls, not the raises. Anyway, Quagsire was walking forward, gonna be caught up by the avalanche, but able to stay alive for now. And Antiki here trying to turn it around. Chaos Factor with the Vendetta. Trying to take down Quagsire, but the False Promise going to keep him alive. Pomegranate going to be the next to fall. Bashed up during the TP. It will go down. And Potato Knight with the Sleight of Fist wasn't able to take down Oracle before that False Promise came through. And we saw just how much damage Antiki does with the right-click build. Hitting for about 220 now. Wow, that's so much damage actually. Also Vespa claimed the bottom tower after that fight as well. But still a very even game. Less than 1k net worth lead, going the way of Vespa with the gold from that tower. But Macro Sky is very farmed. He's actually holding on to 3k gold. He's gonna buy a full Sanj. Okay. So I was gonna say, never the best to be holding on to so much gold as now Mothman trying to run away. Roberto cut out. Chain Frost gonna come through. Potato Knight did make the TP rotation as well. With those boots of travel that he's picked up. But yeah, never the best to hold on to all your gold in the bank because you can just get abused. And Macro Sky in a bit too deep. TP came through. DD rune from Antiki and he will claim that kill. And that's his full BKB. He's got a 14-minute BKB coming out. Chaos Factor looking forward. Quagsire gonna get nuked down immediately. But that will be the end of the UCONN gank. And meanwhile, J-Palm and Roberto both head towards that mid tower. Roberto in a little bit of trouble. Remnant forward from Potato Knight. Stolen Flame Guard actually keeping the magic damage off of Roberto for now. And he's going to try and run his way back towards that tier 1 in the mid. Potato Knight has the Flame Guard. Has the Searing Chains. Sleight of Fist ready. Will use it. Not going to be enough damage. False Promise going to stop Mothman from putting the nuke on. And Mothman trying to run away now as Antiki has made the rotation towards mid. Looking to go forward. And is instead going to just click into the tower. Glyph will be used, so UCONN thinking about trying to defend this, but it is going to be a hard defend. And we're going to TP home to reset his HP. Antiki thinking about the ult. Going to pop the BKB to make sure he gets out okay. But that's so sad. Use your 9-second BKB just to try and escape. You get this at 15 minutes. I mean, as the game goes on, your BKB gets shorter and shorter. And when you get an early BKB like this, if you don't make it work for you, you're going to be stuck later on in fights with the short BKB. Oh, everyone froze for a second. What was that? I think that was just everyone in my camera decided that they weren't doing anything. Antiki for good reason, because he was waiting to stack, but Spirit Breaker just chilling for a moment. Anyway, I haven't been talking about Pomegranate. He is starting to catch up a little bit, but still falling off the track. Still there with Morphling, but falling behind his other two cores, which generally Tiny can farm pretty decently, so not what you expect. But has that Echo Saber working towards a Blink Dagger now. The supports come in for Vespa, but they are going to run into a couple of heroes. Mothman, though, taking some damage. Going to turn ahead with the Chain Frost. Not going to bounce, so now Roberto unable to steal it. Got Avalanche instead. The Chaos Factor is here. Toss up as the rest of UCONN does join the fray. And they will claim the 2 kills on supports of Vespa. Immediately going to draw the arrow to take this tier 1 bottom. Up top, Morphling still not having a fun time. Trying to get Destined to Macro Sky, but he's got 4 stacks on him. Doesn't want to run in too far, and J-Palm just going to back off. Probably will at some point see the Spirit Breaker shard as well to try and deal with the Bristleback. The free break is very, very nice. J-Palm charging towards bottom. Gonna follow him all the way. He's gonna go through with this one. And it's actually just gonna catch out Mothman. Antiky's still here. Chaos Factor will get cleaned up as well. Unable to pop the Carapace as he was chained very nicely.
Comforting rune of regeneration.
Potato Knight now with the BOTs, with the Maelstrom. Gonna look to farm up as he works towards that Aghanim Scepter. Very, very potent. Give you the extra remnants. Give you the extra distance. He's actually going to jump forward. Potato Knight is very alone, but still trying to go for Roberto. Paul's promised to save him for now. But now Potato Knight in some trouble. Going to get bashed up. J-Pump doesn't have the ults available, but won't need it as Potato Knight does go down. Antiky was channeling up the ult on the Remnant just in case, but not going to need it. And it's another DD for the SF. Chaos Factor with the Carapace able to keep Vespa squad at bay. Saves his life as SF hitting for, what, 350 with the DD rune? Antiky gonna channel up the ult. Lich TP's straight in to a Requiem and will go down. Nice. Funny. Yeah, Vespa starting to take control of the game, even though they're Morphling not having the best time. They're able to give him plenty of space at this point as they are starting to control the map. Down bottom, we're going to see a charge forward onto the Chaos Factor. J-Pong bashes him back. Very skilled there. And the lift into the right click, Antiky will take the kill. And they might be looking towards the tier 3 here. Feels a little bit early to me. Also to note, Antiky putting the extra points in stats. And Presence Aura affects buildings, tower, and he's just gonna BKB TP on the high ground. So another defensive BKB. And up top, Pomegranate gonna find the kill onto Morphling. So UCONN able to find some return kills, able to find some compensation. Roberto trying to run away, Potato Knight chasing down the supports once again. I feel like that is a theme in this game, but this time SF is here in support, so will be forced to back away. Chaos Factor pops the Vendetta, but forced to use it defensively. This is interesting. Pomegranate's got the Brigand's Blade. Gives you a couple of attack speed, but generally not the item you think of on Tiny because you're not clicking very much. So you don't take too much advantage of that active. Now, up there, J-Palm actually going to find onto the Bristleback, trying to bash him backwards. Not finding the bash just yet, but eventually they will find Macro Sky Integral. A nice kill for him, try and get him some farm. Got tons of quills on him, but not going to matter. Now in the mid, Rubik has gone down, Antiky with the BKB. Gonna try and go forward, BKB as it expires. Forced to run away a little bit. Pomegranate finds the kill, Spirit Breaker on the back line. And as the team was split, Antiky had to be careful going too far forward. But 12k net worth for him, he's got the Butterfly queued up. Not actually sure that the Butterfly is the best item. I'd love to see him get a Satanic here. On Antiky, he's a little bit low HP for my liking against so much burst damage. They've got the Tiny, they've got the Nyx. If you're caught out without your BKB on, you could very easily be blown up. But he is going all in for this right click damage, so Butterfly gonna come out. DD spawns top. Pomegranate gonna be the one to take that. Is spotted by the charge. Pomegranate is gonna run in towards Morphling Integral. Mass TP is gonna come through as J-Palm connects with the charge. There's no detection. But popping out of the Invis, Pomegranate will get cleaned up. Potato Knight and the rest of the team actually thinking about joining, but UCONN gonna be forced to retreat. Still don't see the shard on the Spirit Breaker just yet, but he will charge in, find the Chaos Factor, who's just dewarding the cliff. J-Palm trying to take down the sentry, and will do so. Second sentry drop down, make sure that the ward doesn't get dewarded right away. But into Roshan they go. Antiki gonna grab the Aegis on top of that butterfly, feeling very strong, and Morphling as time goes, he's just catching up more and more. Has the E-Blade completed, so he is going to be a threat in these fights now. And as time continues, he will just continue to build up his stats. Chaos Factor has tons of words, but unfortunately gonna all be defensive, it looks like. He is thinking about crossing the river towards the triangle, but not the biggest fan of this word, as it does block out the camp, so should be dewarded if the Vespa squad ever makes their way back towards the triangle. The one saving grace for that word might be that Vespa really don't want to be playing on that half of the map now anyways, so they won't be there to notice that the camp's blocked. Antiki actually going to use the glyph to secure this tier 2 tower. Make sure his creeps stay nice and healthy. But yeah, still no points in the raise. Taking stats at every level from this point forward. Potato Knight gonna get caught by the Fate's Edict. Fortune's End. That's the other spell. I'm sure everyone has this, but there's those spells that you just don't know the names, right? You just know what they do and like what button they're on, right? It's the Oracle Q. Someone says it, I can tell you what it is, but Fortune's End just not one of those spells that comes to mind right away. Impale gonna be off the mark. Antiki gonna continue to siege with this Aegis. That is the last outer tower remaining for the UCONN side, so Vespa thinking about heading towards the high ground now. And UCONN is surging out of the base, Pomegranate with the Shadow Blade. Gonna run forward, look for Roberto, but the stolen Impale. Able to catch him out, now the charge forward. On the back line, Potato Knight has found the Oracle, so a big kill to lead off the fight, but Pomegranate taking a lot of damage, will go down. Antiki, BKB over, but still able to get the Requiem off. Huge fear, gonna catch onto Potato Knight, onto Macro Sky. Integral gonna come in from the side and start to clean up the fight. Turns into Bristleback to apply the goo. Will continue to slow down Macro Sky. Waveform forward to hit him from the front. Now hitting him from the back. Again, there's no break just yet, but not gonna matter, as eventually Macro Sky will be cleaned up, and Ember Spirit the only survivor. 4-for-1 trade for Vespa. Very nicely done. And really just flexing their advantage on SF at this point. Completely ignoring Ember, now going to turn towards him as he was taking some heavy damage from the tower, from the Ember. Gonna respawn from that Aegis, doesn't have BKB ready, so Impale gonna catch him out on the high ground, taking tower shots while he fights, but is gonna try and deal as much damage as he can before he goes down. Able to find Lich, but not gonna find another. Roberto now trying to play his way towards the high ground, but will be zapped down. So a nice 2-for-1 to return the favor, and they even were able to take down the Aegis on SF, so UCONN punishing the over-aggression of Vespa on their high ground. And it is just a 4k net worth lead for the side of Vespa, so it's not like game number 1 where they were running with like a 19k net worth lead running up the high ground and can afford to make some little misplays. It's still a tight game. Pomegranate with the Avalanche, with the toss. Gonna find Oracle, but the bash coming through from J-Palm. Oracle able to get the Pulse Promise off onto himself. Chaos Factor will go down now. Pomegranate with the BKB. Trying to run away, but chain stunned up. Bashed by J-Palm. Avalanche toss. Going to catch on to 3, but not enough to keep him alive. Roberto with the stolen toss. Now Potato Knight in from the side. Sleight of Fist able to take down the Spirit Breaker. Now gonna Remnant out towards the rune spot. Has no more Remnants to work with, actually, and could be in a little bit of trouble here. But Integral gonna back off. And will turn his attention towards Mothman. Stolen toss. Tossed back. But actually able to take down Quagsire. Potato Knight given the vision by the toss back onto Oracle. Will claim an extra kill. Now Antiki actually has the Silver Edge queued up, so looking for that break effect. It's also a nice crit for you, but still no Satanic. So never going to be the tankiest hero in the fight. You know, it's always been interesting to me that the SFs that go this right-click build, they don't take the raise. Because even though it doesn't add to your right-click damage, you just get +2 stats per level. And for 8 stats, I mean, would you trade 8 all stats for access to raise? It's not like you're spending your mana on anything. You need to keep your mana pool. I feel like I'd gladly trade 8 all stats for access to raise. At max level, it's 300 damage nuke. Lets you farm a little bit faster. He has 4 mana regen. Anyway, Oracle taken down in the fight. Potato Knight gonna jump forward, silenced up by the Mindbreaker, but tossed back towards the side. He will jump forward with another Remnant charge, gonna be off the mark, and a nice dodge of the Requiem as well with the Remnant. Aghanim Scepter allowing him to jump all around these fights. And Antiki gonna be forced to pop the BKB and run off to the south. J-Palm gonna run his way away as well. So no extra kills collected by UCONN in that fight. Still though, Potato Knight very on point with the Remnant usage. Aghanim Scepter allowing him to do work in these fights. And Tiny now, Pomegranate, has the Shadow Blade, has the BKB, looking for a Blink Dagger. I'd love to see him upgrade to Silver Edge first as well. Having the crits available just helps you do so much more damage. There's the DD. Tiny should be collecting that one up. And now Macro Sky gonna walk forward into the triangle. Charge comes forward onto Lich. Lich gonna be lifted up, will be taken down. Now Antiki is in, no BKB ready, but Macro Sky taking some damage. Tiny with that DD still didn't want to commit forward, so fight will be lost for the side of UCONN. And I don't know, I think the DD baited them forward a little bit. The supports wanted to find a pick with the DD because Tiny hitting for 600 a swipe with an Echo Saber. Quite scary, but Pomegranate just wasn't ready to go in. No vision there, so I think they did actually have a ward. So it's just dewarded. Yeah. But not quite on the same page, and gonna lose a couple of heroes for it. Now, Antiki and Vespa gonna look towards the high ground once again. They do have a wagon here with them. Presence Aura taking the armor from the buildings. Mothman, wow, just takes a couple clicks and will go down. Charge forward, J-Palm. He's gonna just walk his way away. And Requiem tossed out, make sure Tiny can't connect with the combo. Trying to take down the racks, will be disarmed. J-Palm in, tossed down, will take him down. But Antiki, he got what he came for. Claims the last of the racks. So that's a full lane of barracks for the side of Vespa, as they've now opened up a 9k lead over the side of UCONN. Macro Sky, Bristleback. Working towards an AC now, has a Eternal Shroud actually. And it is true, there's a lot of magic damage coming in between the burst from the Morphling. You got the Purifying Flames to worry about, but there's no raises from... It's actually the first point in raise just now, but... Antiki with the BKB. Gonna lay into the Chaos Factor, crits him down, 650 damage crit. That's an easy one. Potato Knight looking forward with the slight, just gonna poke for now. Pomegranate though. Gonna find him off to the side. Quagsire will go down, and now the jump forward. Potato Knight, very comfortable diving this one, and will take down Roberto in the river. And they'll look towards Roshan, which has respawned. So UCONN looking to take the second Roshan and start to equalize. Will be scanned out, but with the goo, UCONN can just take this so quickly that going to be unable to contest on the side of Vespa, and Pomegranate grabs the Aegis. Shard on Ember for now. Not sure if he's going to want to use that one for himself or perhaps give it up to Bristleback. I think a much better carrier. Yeah, Nyx, not so important. Still holding on to the Shard. We'll see what he decides to do with it. I think Bristle's probably the right choice here. Unless he has it already. No. Ember is going to use it for himself, so going to get those remnants on kills. I think it's a little bit... I mean, it's not bad, but I think it sounds better than it is. To the side of Vespa, still aggressively playing forward in the enemy triangle. Shadowblade, Silver Edge rather, picked up for the SF wow, I can't talk, as well as a Satanic coming out on his courier. And even with the Aegis, he is looking to make a solo play forward. Gonna reveal his ward up on the high ground. Is just a bit far forward. Now charge will come through. Gonna connect onto 3 immediately. Kill off the Lich. Broken down on the Bristleback as well. Will go down now. Integral on the backline going toe to toe with Pomegranate. Pomegranate will get clicked forward, and the Ray is finally leveled. Will take down the kill. A nice Requiem. Perfectly timed to take down the Aegis. Or to connect off of the Aegis respawn, I should say. J-Palm with the charge through. Will make sure he's stunned up. And the buyback's going to start coming through for UCONN now, as Vespa going to look towards the high ground. And just look at the racks melt. It's so quick. Level 25 on SF means there's even less armor on these towers. Jump forward. Buyback's going to come out in mass from UCONN, but Antiki ready to fight. Integral as well, looking very strong. Antiki now disarmed, pops the Satanic, but cannot hit through the Halberd and will go down. 100 seconds he's going to be on the deck. Integral now as well. Low on mana, trying to shift his way away. Pomegranate toss up, actually not going to be on the morph, but it's not going to matter. They will take him down as well. And there's no buyback on either of these cores. For Vespa. So they wanted to go for the end, but didn't take much of the throne. Dove a little bit deep, and but you've got to check this. UCONN, if you're gonna make a play down mid, you've gotta check the rune. Tiny could be hitting so much harder right now. Absolutely need to check the rune every time you're gonna make a push like this, and they will see it now. The obs word spots it out. But Tiny's so far away now. Yeah, and Pomegranate just gonna make the choice. He can't go back for the DD rune now. They need to just take a lane of racks. They need to make sure they get this while the cores are down. Either force some buybacks or just take the racks. In 30 seconds, they're gonna make the call. They want to go for the GG push. Gonna try and nuke down the towers. They need all the stall they can. Spirit Breaker is in the enemy fountain. He is gonna TP back, but one tier 4 goes down. There's no glyph available. Was used on the barracks. Charge forward to stall. Gonna catch on to 4. Pomegranate tosses out the avalanche. Needs to start hitting the throne. Throne falling quite low. Taken down. The Lich Frost Armor gonna try and keep it healthy, and the cores are spawning, thrown at half HP. Pomegranate trying to focus it through the tree away, trying to just bash into it. There's no BKB available. Thrown down to 600 HP. They just need to focus the building. They're gonna try and do it. Bristleback trying. Disarm now. Pomegranate with the tree. 200 HP on the throne. Lifted up. Gonna be taken down. Tossed back from the Bristleback. Trying to take down the throne, but not able to do it. Stunned up. Everyone's dead. 300 HP in the Frost Armor, keeping the throne alive. That was so close. That was about as close as you can get. That's incredible. And now there's no buybacks the other way. The Frost Armor from Lich just putting in absolute work. And if they just picked up the DD, if UCONN just saw the DD earlier. Oh, what a disaster. What a disaster. Dota Plus didn't believe in him at all the whole time. But yeah, no buybacks the other way now. Looks like the base will just go down. And yeah, in the moment I didn't think of it, but that was not Lich Frost Armor, that was stolen Frost Shield. That was stolen Frost Shield that made all the difference. What a steal, what a game, and what an ending. 2-0 for Vespa.